I'll tell you right.
Fluent and Chill, yeah, we call it how it's played. From the field to the court, every legend gets weighed. Fourth quarter heat over 2-minute drill. If you can't handle truth, better chill with the skill. LeBron and MJ, we break that smoke.
What the closest thing to perfection will that make you?
Stats don't lie, we just let us spill. This is Real Talk Sports, welcome to Fluent and Chill. Fluent and Chill, yeah, we call it how it's played. From the field to the court, every legend gets weighed.
I feel like we going to catch a plane, Tone, and like we stumble into the gate with bags and all kinds of shit. We tripping over each other. Like, okay, we're here. Here we are, guys. All right, we ready to go. Okay, here we are. We're here.
I'm so upset right now.
I'm hot too.
Like y'all don't even know.
Oh, yo.
Oh my goodness. Who made that song? I made that song, Prada. I made that song. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? You think he made it? I'm still waiting for your freestyle. You were gonna write some lyrics and do like a whole. I'm calling in from Moncton, New Brunswick, which is probably why my internet sucks. So I'm telling you right now. We've been on TikTok live for about 20 minutes. And it took this long to get the YouTube going. And I'll tell you right now, Chill, if my internet goes out again, I'm going to bed.
I'm out.
I'm going to bed. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't do it. I don't have the patience. I don't have the mental wherewithal. Like, it's one of these nights, Jay. I'm putting on my glasses. It's one of these. It's one of these because listen, the world must be a good place right now. Let me tell you this right now. The world must be a beautiful place, and let me tell you why.
Wow.
I have nothing to rant about.
Nothing, Tone?
Not negative. Like every week I start the show with, I hate this, that person's stupid, blah, blah. Nothing.
Zero.
Nothing.
How is it possible that you don't have anything to rant about? There's something that's going on. It has to be something going on where you're like, no, this is some nonsense.
I will say this. I don't know. I have not. So I'm saying I haven't done the research on this. Maybe you can tell me. Have you been paying attention to the WNBA negotiations?
I have been, and sounds like they got a deal.
They have a deal.
It looks like they have a deal. Mm-hmm. Vet players. I think that we going up to $1 million for vet players. I think the minimum salary is I can tell you right now, Tone, because I definitely been paying attention to this too. I just forgot it. Yes, I have. But let's see here. I can give you the information. Bear with me, sir. Cause let's see, WNBA labor negotiations. I think we got an agreement. Yeah, we did not have a lockout. What we're hearing, let's see, Tone. It looks like, and this was just yesterday. I thought we had a deal. It only to find out that they got 48 hours to shut this down. Both sides have the option to terminate agreement within 48 hours. But less than 30 minutes before midnight on Sunday, they agreed to a deal. Right? We did have a deal. And I just want to make sure, Tone, that I give you the correct information because I don't want to give you no nonsense.
You know, I just want you to know, I looked back a couple of times. I was trying to figure out what this picture was. I wasn't sure. And then I kept looking at the pillows because I was like, oh, the pillows aren't straight. And I'm like, I feel
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny. Well, you looked that up. I gotta say, I'm interested because they're giving a minimum vet salary of, like you said, $1 million. And they are, I don't know if you know, or at least what I read, one piece I did read was that they're eliminating the housing. Because nobody was talking about that. Like, did you know that the WNBA paid for their housing?
No, I did not know that. That's news.
Neither did I. That's they didn't. They don't tell you that when they talk about, oh, look how little they get paid. So I'm curious, is it going to be just flat? This is your pay, and not like a revenue share type thing. So that's I'm curious to see what deal ends up happening, because if they lock out, they both lose. Like, I think that's the end of the WNBA.
It sounds to me, and this is coming from a reliable source, the WNBA has reportedly proposed a system in which players' salaries are linked to a percentage of the revenue generated by the league.
That's exactly how it should be. Excellent.
Meanwhile, has sent a proposal in late October that would have allowed players on maximum level contracts to potentially earn more than $1 million in total compensation per season, with that sum being made up of a combination of base salary and a revenue sharing component. Players have remained frustrated by the league's proposal that do not reflect an overhaul system and instead have a fixed base salary component at their center. And like I've already mentioned this to you, Tone. There's no way, you being a businessman, you can definitely appreciate this. There's no way that you are in business for 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, and you're losing money. No, somebody getting paid. Somebody is getting paid. No question about it. Somebody is getting paid. You're not bleeding cash from this, basically, this spinoff company, which is the WNBA. That's what it is from that's what it is from the NBA. It is subsidized, and the NBA has been in existence.
No. Can we stop? You need to stop saying that.
That's what I'm saying, Otone. If the league has been in existence, you don't think it's been so the NBA isn't subsidizing the WNBA? Is that what you're telling me?
No, the NBA is running a business. They own almost 50% of this business.
Okay, so they are subsidizing.
So if you own 50% of a business,
yep.
Okay, and you're getting that means you're getting 50% of the revenue.
I'm getting
revenue.
Half. Okay, I'm getting
half of the revenue is coming to you, and then you're taking that money that you get and you're putting it back into the business. And yes, it's operating at a loss. Don't get me wrong, but part of the reason it's operating at a loss is because the NBA and the other investors have 50%. They're taking the money out. They're putting some money in their pockets. Some of that expense that is causing the WNBA to be in a negative is because there's people in the NBA who are putting money in their pocket, as they should.
That's the point.
As they should. So when you say subsidize, it's, well, if I'm running a business and I'm putting money into that business, well, subsidizing means I'm giving the money and I'm not getting anything back.
But wait a minute, you are putting money. Wait a minute, Tone, because that's not true at all. They are putting money into the business. Even
of course they are. I'm not just their business.
Okay,
right. So if you own a McDonald's, and you're putting in $100,000 every month for ingredients so they can make the food, right? And you get nothing in return. That's I'm subsidizing that business. Right. I'm making that business go for no reason. Okay. However, if I'm putting in that $100,000 a month for all the ingredients, and then every month when they make revenue, I take half of it and put it in my pocket, that's not a subsidy. That's called running a business.
I think that they're taking more than half. Half is what's on paper.
Oh, well, hey, okay, that's a different. Okay, that's.
I think I 100% think that they're taking more. This is what I mean when I say that somebody's getting paid, because there's no way that you're operating at a loss for this long. That's just not good business.
No, the money. No, notice no one's ever asked. No one's ever asked, where's all the money going? How do you make last season $200 million? You pay your employees 10% of that. Actually, 9.6, but I'll round up.
Let's say 10%. Sure.
You pay your employees 10% of that. Where'd the other 90% go?
I can tell you where.
And not only 90%, 90+% because they went into the negative. Where did that 90+% go?
To the people who put this thing together. It went to them.
Okay.
But on paper, you're saying that half of it is going to us. No.
But my point is, that's not a subsidy. You know what a subsidy is? Let me tell you what a subsidy is. Do you know how the NBA made all their money in the especially in the like 90s and up until about 2002?
Advertisement.
No. The number one source of revenue up until 2002
ticket sales. I know that.
It was ticket sales. It was ticket sales. And listen to this. Did anyone say the government was subsidizing the NBA teams? Because guess who built most of those arenas or paid for at least most of those arenas?
Tax money was.
Taxpayers' money built the stadium so that they could have more seats, so that they can make more money. Because up until 2002, when the deal with ESPN was signed, that was like $600 million or whatever, $6 billion, whatever the hell the number was. Up until that point, ticket sales were the number one source of revenue and concession sales. So if the government built the stadium that allowed you to get those ticket sales, which allowed you to make money, that's called a subsidy. They paid for it. They didn't get anything technically in return. They didn't in terms of ownership of the business. That's a subsidy. No one talks about it. The NBA gets at least, to your point, at least 50%.
And if they're putting money in, that doesn't make any sense. If they're putting money in and they're not getting anything out of it, I understand what it's like.
So when I hear the term subsidy, sorry, that I get angry. Well, it's not, because it's not true. Like,
all right.
Like I'm trying to think of another business where this is like where someone would say like, is Elon Musk subsidizing Twitter?
No, and
but it loses money every year.
Does it? Because I was about to say, isn't X a profitable business?
They say it. They say who knows? They say it.
Like, who do we trust around here? I mean, because
I trust no one.
I do what I can to read up on stuff and do my homework, but I'm having a difficult time with the logic that a business that the NBA is funding, the WNBA is in existence because of the NBA. That's how it's in business. If the WNBA broke away from the NBA, would it be a viable business? Like if it didn't have any support from the NBA, let's just say that the WNBA became its own entity, and now this women's league is being run by the WNBA. And with it being run by the WNBA and the commissioner, it has no backing, no advertising, none of that from the NBA. Could it be a viable business?
Could it be a viable business? Listen, if the right person was in charge, yes.
Tone, this is 30 years, man. This
thing
has been going on for 30 years now.
We know that it's not. We know that the right people haven't been in charge of it.
Right. That's my point. Okay, so if the right people haven't been in charge of it,
what you asked was, could it be a viable business? Yeah, 100%.
It could have been a viable business years ago.
It could have been a viable business 25 years ago. Yeah, 100%.
It could have been a viable business. It could have been, but we've seen women's leagues fail. That's the problem, right? We've seen women's leagues fail.
Sure.
But the fact that this one has a lot to do with the fact that the NBA is funding it.
You're right. Yes, it has. It hasn't failed because the NBA put their money where their mouth is.
100%.
And they listen. They took.
Yeah.
They took an ownership stake, so it's not like it's charity. Stop calling it a charity for those. That being said, if the problem has always been when we say women's leagues have failed, it's because they have limited viewership. Okay. Sure. Historically, I know it's gotten better with the WNBA as of late, but historically, and they try to run it and they try to compete with the men's leagues, right? Like when I hear stupid stuff like, we should get paid the same as the men. Oh, we could beat a men's team. No, you can't. And no, you shouldn't. What you should do is start your league, let the people who appreciate what you're doing, advertise your stars, advertise your teams, create a great fan experience, get people to watch, and then build your brand like every other sports league. Women's league think, because there's a men's league, we can just jump past all the bull crap that all the other leagues had to go through in the beginning and start here. And the answer is no, you can't, right? The NBA went through horrible times. The NFL went through horrible times. They went through mergers and acquisitions and lost.
The NHL had
viewership and rule changes, and they went through chaos to get to where they are. You don't get to just jump and say, "Well, we just want to jump to where you are." Right? No, you can't. It's. And listen. I've told you, I love women's basketball. I support women's basketball. I want them to be successful. But it's not the same, and it shouldn't be treated the same. It shouldn't be advertised the same. It shouldn't be marketed the same, and it shouldn't be expected that they're going to get the same amount of money. It's not going to happen.
The NHL had to cancel the season. They had a strike. They had to cancel the
gotcha.
entire season. I think they did that twice, as a matter of fact, not once. I think they did that twice. And the point that I was making, which I think we're on the same page, is that when you are in business with the NBA, as good as the WNBA is, you are in business. The NBA has been a viable business for years, for decades. And if you're doing that, if you're 100% doing that, you're no way investing in the WNBA for decades and you're not seeing money. There's no way that this is a 50-50 split when I'm doing the legwork. I'm the one responsible for advertisement. I'm the one responsible for venues and all of this stuff. And if
don't even get me started on venues. Don't even get me started on venues. So NBA takes 50% of the revenue. Do you know who gets the whatever rent that they pay for the venues?
So when the Valkyrie
when they play in Phoenix, is that Valkyrie? No, Valkyrie. Sorry, Valkyrie
is in Golden State.
It's Golden State. Okay, Golden State. Okay, so when they play in the arena where the Warriors play,
the Warriors get that bread.
The team owner who owns that building, I'm assuming, or whoever, they get that too. So now Absolutely. The NBA owners are getting a piece of the pie here. They'll get a piece of the pie here, a piece of the pie over here. They're getting a piece of the pie everywhere.
Yes.
That's not a subsidy, my friends. That's not a subsidy. Anyways, that wasn't supposed to be my rant. I said I had nothing to rant about, but because the negotiation isn't done, I'm not going to say anything. I do want to ask you about this. And I'm going to put my glasses back on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a Tyler Hero take? What's going on? Or is it me that you're asking my Tyler Hero take?
Do I have a Tyler Hero take on?
In 2021, I'm just going to list off names.
Mm-hmm.
And Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, Trey Murphy, Suggs, Davion Mitchell, Quentin Grimes, Josh Giddey, Franz Wagner, Sengun, Triple J, Cade Cunningham.
Yep.
That's I don't know if that's the top. No, that's just 12 people who are performing exceptionally well right now.
Yep.
If you had to redraft that, do you have all the names?
I do.
If you had to redraft that, how would it look to you?
So to start, we're going to fast forward, Tone. We're going to fast forward to June of 2026, and we're doing this draft all over again.
Yes.
All of these guys are available. And
knowing what
I know today, I got Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, Suggs, Giddey, Kuminga, Franz Wagner, Davion Mitchell, Zaire Ware, James Bouknight, Joshua Primo, Chris Duarte, Moses Moody, Chris Kispert, Sengun, Trey Murphy III, Trey Mann, Jalen Johnson, Cam Thomas, just to name a few guys, right? Just to name a few guys. Santi Aldama that's playing in Memphis.
Okay, I gave you 12. You don't want to give me 75.
Right. How am I starting this over? Okay, so if I'm starting from the top and Detroit has the number 1 pick, yes, I think Cade Cunningham is their guy.
Don't worry about who has the pick. Just what would be the order of the
Cade Cunningham to start.
Yeah.
Sengun, Mobley, Barnes. I'm going to say Giddey. Josh Giddey is definitely a top 5 pick. Does Josh Giddey go before Franz? No. I don't think he goes before Franz. No, I think Franz is a top 5 pick. So Cade Cunningham, Sengun, Mobley, Barnes. Does Barnes go before Wagner?
Okay, while you think about that, let me just say this. I don't have mine. I just have this though. I separated them into 2 groups.
Mm-hmm.
And the top 6 are Cade in no particular order. Cade, Sengun, Wagner, Mobley, Giddey, and Triple J. The bottom 6 are Barnes, Murphy, Grimes, Suggs, and Davion.
What's the Ayo about with Suggs? I'm in the
No, his name is Ayo. No, I'm talking about the guy in Chicago. Ayo.
Oh, DeSamo. Okay, yeah. DeSamo. Okay.
Hey, yo. I just like say, hey, yo.
That's right. He was a second-round pick, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Okay. So I would say Barnes then, because he's in that bottom 6 for me. I would say that he's number 7. I'd say he's at the top of the bottom 6 guys. But I'm taking Cade, Triple J, Sengun, Wagner, Giddey, and Mobley over Barnes.
Triple J was in that draft too, wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm thinking Cade, Wagner. No, Cade.
Triple J was not in that draft. No, he wasn't.
Mobley, Jaren Jackson Jr. wasn't in that draft.
He was not in that draft. He was the next year. He wasn't in that draft.
Did I look at the wrong list? Okay.
Yes.
Anyways, okay, take him out. Cade, Mobley.
Yep.
Sengun,
I think it's
Giddey.
And I think it's Cade.
I like the defense. I like the defense. The defense means
I love the defense. I love the defense. I'm taking Cade. I'm taking Cade, Sengun. I'll take Mobley, Barnes, Jalen Green.
Maybe I put Jaren Jackson instead of Jalen Green.
I don't think Jalen Green is a top 5 pick in this draft.
Yeah, so Jalen Green drops out and bring Barnes in.
Yeah, I don't think Jalen Green is a top 5 pick in this draft. I don't think Giddey is a top 5 pick. I think France is.
Okay, let's do that. What's your top 5 picks?
My top 5 picks are Cade, Sengun, Mobley, Barnes, Wagner. That's my top. That's the top 5.
And I got Cade, Mobley, Sengun, Wagner, Giddey, Barnes. No, I'll go Barnes.
Okay. And then the next 5, to your point.
I don't care about the next 5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I don't care about the next 5. You know what I do care about?
What's that?
The Oklahoma. Actually, you know what I do care about? The Chicago Bears are in first place. Okay, no,
not in the division, by the way.
No, not in the division.
Not the Chicago. What Tone?
If a little bit of Green Bay this weekend. I just want you to know, if we beat Green Bay this weekend, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Can you handle it, Tone? Can you handle it? What's it? You as a Bears fan, Tone, and let's talk cold turkey here, Tone. It is December of 2025, Tone. When's the last time the Chicago Bears were the numero uno seed in the NFC? Not in the NFC North.
After a few weeks, like not just like after week.
No. I'm talking about this late in the season.
Like 2006 when they went to the Super Bowl.
I think it was the year y'all went to the bowl. Y'all lost to.
Who knows? There might have been, but every year since then has been a disappointment. Yeah, it's I'm happy right now. I'm happy.
I think that's the year.
Yeah.
I think that's the only year since. Wow, the Bears are in first place, which I hate to bust your bubble, Tone, because I'm looking at the schedule, and the schedule said yes. I'm looking at yes, sir. I'm looking at the schedule, and we're gonna beat. We're off next week. We're gonna beat Tennessee. Then we're going to beat Indianapolis. Yes, sir. We're going to beat Tennessee. Then we're going to beat Indianapolis. And then we got the Bears. Yes, we do. And we're going to beat the Bears.
Where are we playing you?
It's in Santa Clara. Mm-hmm.
What's do you know the date?
Yes, it's the week before Christmas.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say we should fly to that game.
Yeah, it's the week before Christmas. Let's see here. I want to make sure that I get this. Did you know I'm from California? I did know that you were from California.
You did? Because I'm not.
I did know you were from California.
I'm not from California.
I know you're not. So 4 of our last 5 games are at home. So we're going to beat Tennessee. We got to go to Indianapolis.
I thought you were talking about the Bears schedule. You're talking about the 49ers?
Yes.
49ers.
The reason why this is important, Tone, because you're the number 1 seed in the NFC right now.
And we're going to stay that way.
The reason why this is important is because we're going to beat the Tennessee Titans on the 14th. Then the next week we got to go to Indianapolis that Monday night before Christmas. We're going to beat them. And then we got the Bears coming in town on a short week on that Sunday on Sunday Night Football.
You're gonna get smoked,
and we're gonna whoop your ass.
You're gonna get embarrassed.
And by the way, Tone, Seattle is gonna beat the Rams. Seattle is gonna beat them, which means on January the 4th, Sunday, January the 4th, we are going to play Seattle for the division and for the number 1 seed in the NFC.
We're gonna beat. Listen, everybody thought we were cooked against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what happened? Keep
Yeah,
down. Let's keep down. Okay.
Yeah,
That's not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about was my Canadian brethren, SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder,
Yeah,
who are 20-1,
rolling.
who are going to repeat as NBA champions.
Mm-hmm.
And then they quite possibly have two, not one, but two top 10 picks.
So, Tone, if would this
Not
blow
one.
I think
Two.
So, Tone, would this blow your mind? So, the Clippers, who are nothing short of a disaster. Let's make sure that we clear on this, ladies and gentlemen.
Why do we talk about the Buffalo Braves? They're trash. Get rid of them.
Buffalo is nothing. They've been
Send them
nothing
to
short
Seattle.
of a
Send them to San Diego. Get them out of my city of LA. They're done.
Now listen. Now here's the kicker though, Tone. The kicker is
Seattle. You know what? Actually, don't even do that to Seattle. Seattle deserves better. Make them the Kansas City Clippers.
Yeah. Think about this for a second, Tone. Since 1998, the Clippers have won the lottery. They won it in 1998. They won it in 2009. No, 2008 or 2009 when they got Blake Griffin. They skipped that to 2018, which means that they're due to win it again. So can you imagine? I'm hearing about Oklahoma City getting a top 5 pick. I think the Clippers are going to win the lottery, and that pick is going to go to Oklahoma City.
So is it the other pick that is top 8 protected?
Yes.
Okay. So that other one would have to be 9. So you think they're getting 1 and 9?
Yes. I think the Clippers are going to win the lottery, and they're going to get that pick. So the Oklahoma City Thunder,
right.
the Oklahoma City Thunder, because if there's any time, right, if there's any time that I can see a repeat champion in this decade, it's now. If Oklahoma City doesn't do it, I don't see it happening this decade.
This might be a dynasty, or this might be the next dynasty.
If they don't do it, I don't see it happening this decade, because I've already seen. I think we're on our 7th different champion: Toronto, Lakers, Milwaukee, Golden State. Who won it after Golden State? Denver, the Celtics, and then Oklahoma City. So we got 7 different champions. So number 8.
Yeah, it's like the 70s.
Yeah, we could potentially have, but in the 70s it's different, Tone, because in the 70s we actually did see the Knicks win it twice. Right?
Yeah, but weren't they 6 years apart?
Right. Well, there was 2 actually. Yeah. They won it in 70, and they won it again in 73. Same thing with the Celtics. We saw the Celtics win it in 74, and then we saw them win it again in 76. So,
but there's a stretch in the 70s, no?
Okay, so in the 70s. So in the 70s, in 1970, the Knicks win it. In 71, Milwaukee wins it. In 72, the Lakers win it. In 73, the Knicks win it. In 74, the Celtics win it. In 75, the Warriors win it. In 76, the Celtics win it again. In 77, the Blazers win it. In 78, Washington wins it. And in 79, Seattle wins it. But during that time,
well, the next year,
the Lakers win it in 1980.
Yay! Let's go.
Yes, sir. The Lakers won it in 1980. The question is with this group, like I said, it's possible that I could have the 8th different champion. I don't think that's ever happened in NBA history since the inception of the NBA. So if the Oklahoma City Thunder don't do it this year, I don't think I'm seeing a repeat champion. I just don't see it. Nope. I don't see it happening at all. But they are set up, and the reason why they set up this Oklahoma City Thunder team, the reason why they're set up, Chet's still on his Rook deal. J-Dub, I think he just signed his extension. SGA signed his extension, right? And I did say that the Celtics wanted in 74. I told you that. I said they wanted in 74 and they wanted in 76. But J-Dub just signed his extension. SGA, or I think if SGA didn't sign his extension, he's up for an extension. But I think he already signed his extension. He already has his max deal. So you have him on the books. You got SGA on the books. You got Alex Caruso, who signed an $84 million extension. You got Cason Wallace on his Rook deal. You got Wiggins on the books for cheap for $48 million. Let's see. Chet's still on his Rook deal. Let's see. This thing is going to get expensive, Tony, and that's the thing that I'm concerned with. The reason why I worked with the Warriors.
It depends. If they get 2 top 10 picks, do those two, if they do it right, those two guys can replace two of the higher priced other players.
Are you comfortable doing that, Tone?
Down the road, not tomorrow, but if by year, let's say in 3 years, when in 3 years, I think, let's say Caruso's deal is up, I think in 2029, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So so if they draft someone who can take over that role and he's still on the rookie deal,
sure,
they can, there's ways they can do it. But yeah, it's going to get expensive. Sure.
And I still got, and by the way, I still got the kid.
But who knows in 3 years from now? In 3 years from now, have they three-peated and now it's falling apart? Or are they going for 4, in which case pay the damn money and go for 4? Because no one's won 4 in a row since the Celtics in the 60s.
That's, over 60 years, which brings me back to my original question, Tone, that this Oklahoma City team, if you got 2 top 10 picks, and with the 2 top 10 picks you have, who are you comfortable with coming off the books? Because the reason why this worked with the Warriors, I got Steph on the cheap at the time.
Yeah.
I got Draymond on the cheap at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I got Clay on the cheap. These guys that I have on rook deals, Chet, Case and Wallace, like this thing is going to start to get expensive, and it's going to start to get expensive.
They're playing really too well. They're playing too well, so you can't get them on the cheap.
Right.
Like I think that's people forget is Steph signed with bad ankles for an extension that allowed them to do a lot of things like get KD.
You got him for $44 million, Tone. Like a 4-year deal for like $44 million. You got him for almost nothing. You didn't end up getting Clay. You got Clay for a little bit of money. In addition to getting Clay for a little bit of money, you got Draymond for a little bit of money. And then you were able to get these other pieces like Andre Iguodala for a little bit of money, a vet.
They did a phenomenal job.
But here's the problem, though, Tone. The problem is that, and you have actually broken this down to me when it comes to what this looked like today, because you signed Steph to his second max deal. I mean, I think they're looking at a tax bill of over $250 million. On top of now, we're looking at the second apron. The second apron is crippling.
That's the one that's going to. That's the.
And that's the reason why James Harden, they stepped off of him. The reason why they traded James Harden is because they ended up with $30 more million, which doesn't really sound like a lot of money to you guys.
No, but there was no second apron back then.
No, it isn't. But today,
I think they were just being cheap.
No, I mean Oklahoma City was the 41st market in the country at that time, Tone. I mean, in Oklahoma City at that time, being a 41st market, saving $30 million in 2013 was a lot of money. A lot of money.
Yeah, I get it. It was a lot of money, but.
And they end up, don't get me wrong, they decided to pay.
You know what solves all money issues in the NBA? Winning.
Does it?
Yeah, 100%.
In fact, not only does it not solve those issues, it gets even more expensive when we win it because guys want to get paid more.
Not if you're smart.
Okay,
and you sell the naming rights to your stadium, you get your nice piece of the TV money. Yep. You do like MSG and start your own streaming service television network, and then you get your own advertisers. No, if you're a championship team and you're not making money, you're an idiot as far as business goes.
If in your estimation, Tone, who was ahead of the curve by doing
MSG? MSG had their network years ago. That was brilliant of them. Now, did they turn that into streaming and some other things fast enough? Probably not. But that's where they really could have made some noise if they did that.
So that's where we get like the Yes Network and WGN with the Bulls. That's where we get all of that kind of stuff from because MSG had decided, we don't want to broadcast our Knicks on, which I do remember this as a kid. I don't want to broadcast them on Channel 9. I want to broadcast them on, or actually they were playing on Channel 9. Let's get our own network so we can keep all the money.
Yeah,
and won't have to pay anybody.
Now,
here's the thing, Tone, because I know how you feel about your brethren SGA, right? I do know how you feel about him, and we were actually having this conversation. I don't think that he plays anything like Bryant. I don't think he plays anything like Jordan. I don't think he plays anything like these guys. However, from a production standpoint, we're having a different conversation. This is the 4th straight year I'm getting 35 and 5 from him. The 4th straight year, Tone. Oscar Robertson and Jordan are the only 2 guards that I can remember. Now, if I'm wrong, right? If I'm wrong, straighten me out. But Jordan and Oscar Robertson are the only two guards that I can remember that averaged 35 and 5 for 4 straight years. I don't think anybody else can say that they did that. James Harden can't say that he did that. Russell Westbrook can't say that he did that. Steph Curry can't say that he did that. I'm talking about all-time great guards. Magic can't say that he did that. Damian Lillard can't say that he did that. And we're talking about bucket getters at the guard spot. Russell Westbrook. None of these guys can say that they did that. I say that to say, with SGA producing what he's producing, to your point, if the Oklahoma City Thunder were to win it again, and he ends up winning another championship, and he ends up winning another league MVP, he ends up winning, I think that what he's doing is he's cementing his legacy. Because when you win it back-to-back, what that does, that legitimizes me, Tone. That makes me official. That whatever when with me winning it one time, I'm essentially saying, okay, anybody can win it once. When you do it in back-to-back seasons, I don't mean winning the NBA championship over the course of 10 years, winning it twice. No, when we do it back-to-back, that shuts down any of the talk of not being it. So now the conversation that we have after that is, can you do it again? Can we start to put you in this conversation with Jordan, Russell, Bryant, Shaq? Can we put you in that conversation as opposed to you're just this good? Because we can no longer.
You know what's going to happen with him, right? What's going to happen is people are saying, well, no, because he had such a good team.
No, no, I'm not trying to hear that tone.
I'm telling you, will.
Nope.
I'm telling you, oh, his team was so deep. His team was so good. Like they'll come up with something.
Okay, so nobody is winning with an okay team. Nobody. And what you're not going to sell me is with him having a good team, very much like what was going on in Chicago with Jordan. That team was garbage when he got on the crew. Very much like SGA when he got on that Oklahoma City team. Trash. They were awful. And that team was built from the bottom up, and it was basically built around him. They ended up bagging Jalen Williams.
Let's be clear. It was built around an idiot in LA who let Kawhi Leonard hold him at gunpoint and rob him over and over and over again. And PG3, who had just signed a deal in OKC. It was the best thing that ever happened to OKC is him demanding that trade because he's trash. And look at what they got in return.
They got all of those picks.
All of those picks and SGA.
They got
That's what built that team.
Yes.
Thanks, Paul George. And look at what Paul George done since.
But
nothing.
Here's the difference, though, Tone. The difference with that is it's easy for us to say today. It's easy for us to say today, yo, you absolutely make it was a trash trade or thank you, Paul George. If you don't make that deal, you're getting fired. The reason why that deal is made is because Kawhi Leonard makes it clear to Paul George, you get out of there and you get to Los Angeles, I'm coming with you. You get out of there and you go to.
You signed a deal.
But they didn't have to trade him, though, Tone. They did not. Oklahoma City did not have to trade him. Even with him demanding, even with him.
Yeah, but they got such a good deal because he overpaid, clearly.
Yeah. They may have overpaid for him. It's possible that they overpaid for him. I'm not going
to. If I'm making a trade with the Buffalo Braves, I know I'm coming out of it on top.
But here's the thing, Tone. Are the Clippers, because they haven't been a terrible organization over. If you think about what they've done over the last, they have not, Tone. No, they have not.
They've been terrible.
No, see, Tone, you still stuck on them being the Buffalo Braves.
They are.
Over the last if I'm not mistaken, we're in 2025. Tone, over the last 14 years, I think they made the playoffs the most out of everybody.
Okay, cool. They made the playoffs.
Yes, which is a big deal. Yes,
what they do in the playoffs.
Big deal. I mean,
no, it's not. If you consistently underperform, if you consistently underachieve expectations, that's not a success.
But
it's not like this was a team. No, it's not like this was a bad team with low salary, like Moneyball, and they somehow magically made it to the playoffs all these years, and they're like, wow, what a great job. No, this was a team that had championship aspirations and what they second round? They're a second round team.
They were a second round team.
That's not success. That's not LA success.
No, that's not Clippers.
That might be Buffalo's success.
That's not Lakers' success. That's the difference. The difference is with it being the Lakers and with it being
Let me
the
ask
Clippers.
you this. In the 14 years that they made the playoffs, did they ever – how many times – sorry, let me rephrase the question. How many times did they overachieve expectations? How many times did they underachieve?
So when they got Blake Griffin in 2009, they missed the playoffs. Or maybe I'm sorry, I think they missed the playoffs that year, but they ultimately they didn't start getting expectations like that until they got Chris Paul.
Right.
Okay, so when they got Chris Paul, I don't think that there's anybody that thought that.
And how far did they go? How far did they go with Chris Paul?
They lost in the second round to Memphis in 14. They ended up beating the defending champions. They lost in the Western Conference Championship in 22. Yeah, because Kawhi Leonard got hurt. Yep, they lost in the Western Conference Championship because Kawhi Leonard got hurt. That's the furthest that they've ever been. And the expectation was when Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, the expectation was for them to win it. And unfortunately,
and did they?
No, they did not. But but here's the thing, though, Tone. Is it a realistic expectation
to make the finals, to at least be in contention in the Western Conference Finals? Yes, when you have that much talent and that much salary.
But did they have that much talent? Or they had Leonard and they had Paul George. Like, what else was that?
That's not enough.
What else was after that?
They don't have. What else was after that?
I mean, what else? That Clipper team. When you think about that Clipper team, like for example, in 2020, that Clipper team.
Yeah, tell me who's on that team. Tell me who's on that team.
So they had Leonard, they had Paul George, they had Marcus Morris. Who else was on that team?
Was Zubchuk not there?
Yeah, Zubac was there, but he wasn't Zubac yet. Pat Beverly was on that crew. Who else was on that crew? I think Lou Williams was on that crew too, Tone.
So let me be clear. So you had a superstar, you had a secondary scorer who was a former superstar, you had a defensive specialist, you had a rebounder.
Nope.
And you got a score. And you had a scorer off the bench.
No,
all the 5 aspects. That
you didn't, Tone. You're not going to lay that on me. And the reason why is because Zubac wasn't who he was. Zubac is
he was still rebounding. I'm not
saying he wasn't. There's a reason why Jerry West stepped off of him. There's a reason why the Lakers stepped off of him. He wasn't that yet. What the rebounding, rim protecting, all league defender that he is today. He wasn't that 5 years ago.
I didn't say all league defender. I just said you had your rebounder. You had your big man.
He wasn't that. No, Tone. He wasn't.
He was good. He wasn't great. He was good.
So
as a fifth option, he was.
I would actually give you more. To be honest with you, Tone, I would give you more grace if we talked about that Clipper team with Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan and
same
Chris
thing.
Paul
All they do is the same thing over
Jamal
and over
Crawford.
again.
All right, I could, to be honest with you, I could get with that logic. This group, I mean, after with Leonard and Paul George, who was consistently underperforming in the playoffs, we saw that, and he was breaking down. We saw what happened in Oklahoma City in 19 with the shoulder injury. We saw what happened in 18 when they played against Utah, where he flamed out because Russell Westbrook is taking 40 shots per game. We saw that. We saw what happened in 17 when he's with the Cavs and he's going 5 for 21 in closeout games. That's not working. Meanwhile, Paul George is one of those guys who is, in theory, that's who Paul George was. Like the playoff P. He wasn't no damn playoff P. That's not who he was.
Because he did not live up to expectations. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Where did those expectations come from, Tone?
From their big mouths. I'm sorry, when you demand a trade to be the second star on a bomb squad and you can't get out the second round, that's on you. He should have stayed his ass in OKC and retired. Speaking of retired,
Paul George really
that was an accidental segue. Speaking of retired, why is it always the player who's last to know? I know you want to give Danilo Gallinari, I think I said his name, right? That's flowers. Right. I want to say, I thought he was already retired.
Yeah.
I want to say Chris Paul announced this season's his last because he's retiring. Guess what, Chris Paul? Guess what, Gallinaro, Danilo, whatever your name. Everybody knew you were retired. You're the last one to know, both of you. Both of you. The player's the last one to know. Did you know he's still in the league?
He's not in the league. He just hasn't officially retired. That's the difference, though.
Well, listen, when you're not on a team anymore, you've been retired.
Yeah. He's not officially.
Okay? Chris Paul, you've been retired. You just didn't know it yet. You've been retired.
I mean, Gallinari, for all intents and purposes, had some really good years.
100%. He was a great role player.
Yeah, he was awesome
100%.
in Denver. I mean, he had a 5-6 year stretch in Denver. He was like 17, 18 a game.
I'm not saying he's trash. I'm just saying he's been retired.
Like
he didn't have to announce anything.
Last year was his last year in the 24 season. Actually, 2 years ago, because 24-25 was 24-25 was last year. 23-24 was his last season in the league with the Bucks, and he played 17 games. Since then, he hasn't been in the league. So almost 2 years now since he's been out of the league. And I mean, I think we all come to expect. I just want to shout out Danilo Gallinari. I remember him with the Knicks. I think that when Carmelo Anthony got there, I think that it kind of threw a monkey wrench because he was a part of that trade that sent. He was a part of that trade that sent Gallinari to Denver. I really didn't think that Knicks team was that far away with Wilson Chandler and Gallinari and Stoudemire and Felton. I thought that Knicks team was close. I didn't think that they were that far away. When they got Carmelo Anthony, they had to blow up a lot of that unit. And he went to Denver and he thrived. No doubt about that. He definitely thrived.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. Speaking of retirement,
I'm just so tired of doing this, man. I am, man. I'm just so tired of doing this. I feel like every year you and me, we do this with this guy. I do. I feel like every year at some point in the season, and not, by the way, Tone, and not like once in a while. I think every year at early in the season, not later on in the season, at the end of the season, you and I do this at some point in the season with this guy every year that he's been in the league. Every year we get something like this. And here we are again. He's out for he's only played 10 games. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's all I got from him. 10 games. That's it. And I think Zion, I've said this to you countless times, Tone, a guy who, with that lower body mass that he has, it's been a problem. And it's going to always be a problem when it comes to him. With that also being said, I think that he showed up in 19 with Ja. Tone, we're in year 7.
He's done.
We're in year 7, Tone.
And listen, I remember what I said. Remember what I said when he was drafted? And I said, I hate to say it. I don't want to see it, but his weight's going to be an issue. His health's going to be an issue because of that. Even if he loses weight, it's too late. And everyone said, you're a hater, you're a hater, you're a hater. I'm not. I was being realistic. I said, I wished, he's so athletic. He can be so good, but it's just not, he's just not in the cards for him.
I thought I could get 5 years of health out of him, Tom.
Yeah, you haven't gotten one.
I really did. I thought that I could get 65 to 70 a game, 65 to 70 game seasons from him. I have gotten 0 65 to 70 game seasons from him. 0.
Yeah.
I got. That's not true. I got 1 70 game season from him. That's not true, okay. Tony. In 24, in 24, I got a 70 game season from him. That's it. I've gotten 1 70 game season from him. Since then, I haven't gotten anything else. I haven't gotten anything higher since then. That 70 game season. I haven't gotten anything. I've gotten a 61 game season in 21 where he made the All-Star team. Since then, I got a 29 game season. I got a 70 game season. I got a 30 game season. And this year I got a 10 game season. We don't do this with anybody else, Tone. If we had a number 1 overall pick who is in year 7 and he's giving me on average 35 games a season, we're not saying that, we're still waiting around for him to be better.
Next year.
No, we're not doing that. Tone, we're not doing that with nobody else.
Nor should you.
We're not doing that with nobody else. So, and from what I understand, it's an extended period of time with this adductor muscle. For those of you guys out there that don't know, your adductor muscle is the muscle that allows you to lift up your leg. It's the muscle that Willis Reed tore in game 5 when he played with the Knicks. When he was dragging his leg, that's a season-ending injury. He's got the muscle isn't torn. Apparently, it's strained, and he's going to be out for an extended period of time, which is a problem.
He's
and
done.
Here we go again with this guy. It's all, and more times than not, it's something lower body with him. That's the downside, which really bothers me because this dude is, one, a ridiculous athlete, and two, he can play. Like, this guy isn't just hype. Like, he can really play. One of the best downhill guys that I've ever seen. One of the best drivers of the basketball. Plays through contact. One of the best finishers at the rim that I've ever seen. Problem is he can't stay healthy, and he can't stay healthy.
Every time he goes down, I appreciate Charles Barkley more. Right? There's a guy who they said overweight, you better figure it out. You're never gonna last.
And he played 16 years.
Yeah, come on, Zion.
He played 16 years, Tom. Yes, he did. He played 16 years. Absolutely.
So it's too late. It's too late for Zion, in my opinion. Is it too late for Dallas?
I don't think it's too late, Tone. And the reason why I don't think it's too late is because when I look at the standings and I see where the Mavs are, as of right now, they're 2 games behind the Trailblazers for the 10 spot. Anthony Davis, they just got him back in the lineup. I think that their offense is going to get better. Cooper Flagg has been playing great as of recent. I think his last 6 games, so I think he's averaging like 19, 9 and 6, 19, 9 and 4, something like that. Anthony Davis is back in the fold. He went off either last night or the night before last.
Yeah, 32, 13, 4,
got
2,
busy.
2.5.
Even though Joker went almost 30 and 20. So,
but that's an average night for Joker.
Right, that's Joker. Yeah, that's Joker. But even with that being said, they got one of the best defenses in the league. And if they're another team that if they can get healthy at the right time, right? I feel like this is a team that if we can get some health together, which is around this time, Tone, this is the dog days of we're coming up on the dog days of the season, about another 2-3 weeks where we'll probably go from, I'll say, like the 17th to the trade deadline, which is around February 9th or 10th. If we can get some health, I think that we could go on a run and we can make some progress. The difference is here with this group, right? The difference is with this group is, can we get Anthony Davis to stay? Can we get day-to-day in your estimation? Can we get him to stay healthy? D'Angelo Russell has been playing really well off the basketball. That's good. Nembhard actually has been a really good spark for them. Their defense, with both Lively and Gafford, who have both been out of the lineup, if we can get these dudes healthy and get them back in the lineup and continue to play the defense that we're playing, and matter of fact that we got Anthony Davis back, our offense can be better. I think we can make some headway.
Let me ask you a question, and then I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Is Kyrie remotely close to coming back?
I haven't. I mean, I've actually heard that they might be interested in shelving him for the season.
Okay,
I've heard that,
and that's okay. So Dallas, I said this from the beginning. If healthy, this team is a legitimate playoff contender that can make a run deep into the playoffs because of their defense. But they have to be healthy because they don't have a lot of scoring, but they have a lot of defense. That being said, 666 is the number of the beast. I don't know if you remember kind of our childhood, the 666. They need to make a deal with the devil. And here's why I bring that up. Today, they are 6 games at a 6th place with 60 games to go. There is absolutely no reason why a team can't make up 6 games in 60. This team could be a non-play-in team.
A legit playoff team.
A legit playoff team. Anything top 6 is now legit playoff. If they can be healthy. Because to make up 6 games in 60,
yep,
that 6th spot is not ridiculous, as you would say. That is not ridiculous. They can make up. That's one game. They only have to make up one game every 10. It's not a lot.
They better than Utah, Tone. They better than the Blazers. They're better than
talent-wise,
Memphis.
absolutely.
They're better than Utah. They're better than the Blazers. They're better than Memphis. I think they're better than Golden State too, and I think they're better than Phoenix.
If I just can I just take a sidestep? Let's pause and ask, and then let me ask, what was the bet that me and Trista made about Portland's defense? Because I just want you to know, she said they'd be top 5 defensive rated, and they're not even top 15. So I want to remember what the bet was. I have it written down at home. Let's remember, and maybe halfway through the season we can bring her back on and I can gloat. That being said, remember? Okay. That being said, yeah. So I don't think it's too late for Dallas. I really
don't either.
I don't think it's too late. But again, with them, more than any other team, their health, more than any other team.
I feel, to be honest with you, Tone, I feel the same way about Denver. I feel the exact same way about Denver. Of all the teams in the league, because Oklahoma City has shown me that they can still be beat up, they can still be hurt, and they can still stay afloat. I mean, we saw what happened last year when they lose Chet. Up until February, they still at the top of the Western Conference. This year, I mean, we've already been a month and a half into the season. They just got J-Dub back, and they are basically sitting out in front of him. They got one loss, and that one loss was to Portland on a back-to-back. And the Oklahoma City Thunder have shown that they can withstand injury. Okay, with that being said, I don't think that there's other teams that if the injury bug bit them, they can withstand that, like Denver.
I'm going to give you some more numbers. 43, 9, and 6.
43, 9, and 6. That's a pretty good night. Going 43, 9, and 6. I got busy.
That's D. Mitch, who I now believe you is the best shooting guard in the game.
Yeah.
And that translate, because the question has been the playoffs.
Yeah.
Do the Cavs have a legit shot? And are you sticking by your preseason pick that the Cavs will be in the NBA final this year?
I am still sticking with my pick. Now, I think that we have a war of attrition going on with the Cavs. So last year, Ty Jerome gone, right? Karis LeVert was traded for Hunter in the middle of the season. In addition to Ty Jerome being traded, not Ty Jerome, I'm sorry. In addition to Karis LeVert being traded for DeAndre Hunter. So both for DeAndre Hunter's still on the roster. Ty Jerome is gone. Max Strus is out of the lineup. The biggest problem that they have, well, they have a number of different problems, but I think the biggest problem that they have right now is that offensively, they don't have Darius Garland on a consistent basis. He is the engine to that offense. Donovan Mitchell is their bucket getter. He's one of their best playmakers. When your best ball handler and distributor is off the floor, that's not conducive to a successful offense. They don't play pick and dive like they did last year with both Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. Tone, they were the best pick and dive team last year in the league. Last season in the league, Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen. They were the best pick and dive team in the league. Jared Allen has been out of the lineup. Max Strus has been out of the lineup. Darius Garland has been out of the lineup. With these guys still being out of the lineup, now we're replacing them with Porter Jr. and Tyson. I forgot this new kid's name that they have. I think he's from New York. Tomlin is his name. This kid Tomlin is, I think he's to be honest with you, I think he's a damn good rotation guy. But Tyson, Proctor, guys like that, I think that they're great for what the Cavs are trying to do in terms of turning it around. But it's going to take some time. This roster got flipped the way it did. And to be honest with you, I don't think it was necessary to do that. That's why I'm having a problem on that aspect. Then on the other side of this, we got a Cavs team. Then on the other side of this, we got a Cavs team that, to be honest with you, they soft. They are soft. They will fight you back, Tone. I'm not going to argue that point. Evan Mobley will fight you back. He's not going to swing on you, though. He's not going to punch you in your face, which is what the great teams do. They bring the fight to you. I don't think Cleveland does that. And I don't think that they do. I don't think that they do that nearly as much as they should. And I think that's the biggest problem. On top of that, Lonzo Ball, who's great at hitting guys, the hitting guys in transition, as great as he is on defense, keeping his hands busy, he can't knock down a shot, Tone. And that's a big deal. I think that's a huge deal when you're talking about being one of the most viable rotation guys. Now, I said that the Cavs are going to win the NBA championship. This is who I said before the season started, right? This is who I said before the season started, and I'm sticking with it until they prove me wrong. I'm sticking with it, but it doesn't look good right now. It does not.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to pause here for a second because someone in my TikTok live said, don't underestimate the Raptors. And I want to go back quickly to a conversation that we had last week where I told you the second they start playing some good teams like the Knicks, you're going to see that they stink. Did you see what happened to them against the Knicks?
They got smoked about 20.
After losing to Charlotte the night before, by the way.
Yeah, they went to Madison
So
Square Garden.
not only did they look past Charlotte to that Knicks game, they lost to them in that trap game, and then got smoked by the Knicks, which is, by the way, a perfect segue for who are they playing in the first round of the NBA Cup?
The Knicks. In elimination.
Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye. The Raptors are done. Round one, out. So that's the first matchup. Do you have it in front of you? Maybe let's go.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I got it right here. So what's the Tone? You did say this to me a while ago. You said to me, you said Jay, when they run up on a team that has
that's healthy and above 500
and a viable and got a viable big, which is what the Knicks have, you are going to see them get exposed. And one of my biggest problems, right? One of my biggest problems with the Toronto Raptors is their rim protection. Right, it's one of my biggest problems with them. It's their rim protection, because I'm not a big fan of Jakob Poeltl. I'm to be honest with you, Tone, right now I'm seeing myself standing outside of my house talking to Mrs. Fluent, and we're having a conversation with the Raptors needing to move up to get the number 8 pick so they could take Zach Edey.
Yes.
Me and Mrs. Fluent are on the phone. Zach Edey is your guy. Right,
Zach.
Zach.
I didn't know that was when we were down there, but yeah, maybe it was.
Yeah, Zach Edey is your guy. Me and Mrs. Fluent are on the telephone talking about the draft, and Zach Edey is your guy. With that being said, they still have a hole there where they don't have any rim protection, and because they don't have any rim protection, you run up on a Knicks team. You run up on a Knicks team with Cat, who actually is doing a great job to get downhill because his game is from inside out, starting at the free throw line, and from the free throw line out, and then moving toward the rim. Then you got guys like Mikal Bridges, who gets into the teeth of the defense. I don't think that there's anybody on this crew that has benefited more from that Knick offense than Mikal Bridges. And then you have Mikal Bridges also as a defender doing a great job on Brandon Ingram, which I thought he did a great job on Brandon Ingram, right? So with that being said, when you put those things together, and on top of that, they got a great rotation, and I think Mike Brown is doing a good job. I think that we can see them beaten. I think we can see the Knicks beat them. On the other hand, I think we can see it, Tone, because I know how you feel about them. On the other hand, make the argument for Toronto. I think they got a great point of attack defender. I think they got a great backup lead guard. I think that both, not just Shed, but both Quigley, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, I feel like Scotty Barnes is one of the better defenders in the league, right? I feel like he's one of the better defenders in the league, with him being one of the better defenders in the league. That defense is predicated on him, and he gives them great minutes, which gives them great minutes. They got a great rotation with their defense. I think they could be better at rebounding, and I think that would give them a chance. But I think the difference is going to be Cat. If Cat can dominate and be the big man that we all think he can be, Toronto's out.
I think you've been listening to that dude on your show too long. What's the next matchup?
The next matchup is the Thunder and the Suns. I'm sorry, in the Eastern Conference. We'll stay in the East, Tone. It's the Magic and the Heat. And this Orlando Magic team, they've actually they put together some wins. I think they won 9 of their last 10. I think they're rolling right now. Meanwhile, with them rolling, the Miami Heat, the fastest team in the league, the top of the league in offense, with them being at the top of the league in offense. I mean, they just played yesterday. They scored 140 on that Clipper team, Tone. And I feel like every time I talk to you about anybody doing good, it's at the expense of the Clippers. So it doesn't really help my case at all. It really doesn't. It doesn't help my case at all. So they scored 140 against the Clippers last night. That's the 5th time they scored 140 this year. That's numero uno in the league. They play with the fastest pace in the league. Bam has looked great. I don't exactly know what Spo is doing with Khalil Ware, where he has him as a starter and then he puts him in a rotation. I think that kind of throws him off the track because I think he's one of the best young big rebounders in the game. With that being said, this Orlando team, their front line, which I'm not a big fan of Wendell Carter, but I think both him and France, I think that they give them a viable front line. Jalen Suggs doesn't score it enough for me at the lead guard spot. I'm going to take Miami in this game.
Okay, can you just tell me the bracket? Who's in the top left?
So in the West, I got the Thunder and Phoenix, and I got the Lakers and San Antonio.
Okay, and then in the
East, I got the Magic, and I got Orlando and Miami, and I got New York and Toronto.
Okay. So do we agree on? Are you taking the Raptors or are you taking the Knicks?
I'm taking the Raptors, Tone. I think that they're a dark horse to win the tournament.
Okay. And I'm taking the Knicks. Okay. And then Orlando, Miami.
I'm going to take Miami. Yep.
I'm also going to take Miami.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on in Orlando?
Well, they rolling right now, Tone. They are. I just think that Miami's offense.
Okay.
I just feel like Miami's offense is going to be too much. I do.
Let's finish the East.
Yeah.
Let's finish the East. So Miami. So you got Miami, Toronto.
I got Miami, Toronto in Vegas. I got Miami, Toronto in Vegas on a neutral court. I'm going to take Miami.
You just said you think Toronto can win this whole thing, and now you're taking Miami?
I did say that.
That just proves you have no faith.
That's not true. That's not true. I'm going to take you're right, Tone. I am going to take I'm going to take Toronto.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take Toronto.
You're taking Toronto.
So now remember what I'm talking about here. They're my dark horse to win it. I ain't said that they're my dark horse to win it. That's why I was thinking Miami. That's why I was thinking Miami. I think that Miami can clip them. I think Oklahoma City is going to win the tournament. Yes.
All right. So let's finish it. So okay. So you got. Well, I'll recap it later. I got the Knicks beating Miami. So I got the Knicks going to the final
in Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's talk about OKC Phoenix. Phoenix's defense looks good.
It looks great, Tone.
But they ain't stopping OKC.
Well, to be honest with you, I thought that they did a good job. The last time today is Monday. I mean, I watched them play on.
Today's Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. I'm sorry. I watched them. I want to say on Friday.
Show every Tuesday. We've been doing the show every Tuesday for like 10 years.
Focus. My fault. Today is Tuesday. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Tuesday. Like I was saying, on Tuesday, I watched the Thunder and Phoenix play. I want to say on Friday, and this kid Colin Gillespie has actually been really good for them. I think the reason why he didn't get drafted as high, one, because he's small. He one of the best point guards in the country when he was at Villanova. I remember him at Villanova. He might have been the best point guard in the Big East. I don't think there was a better point guard in the Big East. Dylan Brooks has been nothing short of fantastic. I'm going to take Oklahoma City because Devin Booker has a Devin Booker has a groin injury, and I don't think he's going to be back by the time today is Tuesday. This is next Wednesday. I don't think he's going to be back by next Wednesday with this. He just went out of the lineup with this groin injury. So I don't think he's going to be back. I'm going to take Oklahoma City going away, but I think Phoenix is going to put up a fight, and they're going to put up a fight early. I just think Oklahoma City is just going to ultimately outlast them.
Yeah, and I'm with you. And I actually think it might be closer than we think. However, I found this pen in my bag, and it's got it's got a light on it.
Oh boy!
It's gonna.
How about that, right?
I thought
like a dog.
I got distracted. I'm like a cat with a ball of yarn. I'm like, hey, it's a light. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a crazy. I don't think it's gonna be a crazy blowout. It's a pen, my guy. It's a pen. It's a pen that has a light on it.
That he just found, by the way. He didn't even know he had it.
I didn't know I had it. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. Like when I say blowout, 20 plus points. I think OKC wins. I think they're the better team. They're the deeper team. I think on any night, can Phoenix beat them? Sure. But I just think with the way that they're playing right now, they're the better team. They're the more talented team. They're rolling. So I'm going OKC as well. The last matchup is the Lakers.
Oh boy.
Versus the Spurs.
Yep. So we got next. I haven't heard any updates on Wemby. And because I haven't heard any updates on Wemby, I'm gonna assume he's gonna be out of the lineup. And I think that's gonna be detrimental to them because DeAndre Ayton has actually been really good for them. He wasn't good in the last game that they played, but over the last 5 games, previous to losing last night, over the last 5 games, I think he's 20, 10, and 2 blocks over the last 5 games. I think that De'Aaron Fox, I think he can get as close. No, I'm not going to say he can get as close. I think De'Aaron Fox could be good. Excuse me, but I don't think he can cancel out Luka's production. No, I don't think so. No way. I don't think that.
Was that? Were you going to make a joke and say that?
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, maybe De'Aaron Fox play Luka to a tie? No, he can't. No, I'm not going to do that at all.
De'Aaron Fox can't play Austin Reeves to a tie.
Yes, he can. He 100% can play Austin. He can cancel out Austin Reeves' production. But I don't think that that's the issue. I think getting Castle back is going to be an issue. If they don't have Castle, I don't think that they could beat the Lakers. If they don't have Castle or Wemby, they're not beating the Lakers. No, I'm going to take the Lakers moving forward.
I think everyone knows my pick. I think when you have the glorious King LeBron, anything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's your third option, it's even better. And therefore, the Lakers. And listen, when you got a hurt Spurs team like this should be the blowout of the series. Like this should be the embarrassing one.
So you think the Lakers should smoke San Antonio?
Smoke them.
Serve these dudes.
Smoke them. We both got OKC beating Phoenix. So now, now in this case, we both have OKC versus the Lakers.
Yep. I'll be quite honest with you, Tone. They trounce you guys. I don't think they be. I think they run through you. I think they run through you like Taco Bell. That's what I think happens. I think that they're deeper than you guys. They can match your production at almost every position. They got a better defense than you. They got a better offense than you. They're a better transition defense than you. They're a better transition offense than you. They got more guys in their rotation than you. I think they smoke you guys. I don't think they beat you. I think they smoke you guys. I don't think.
Do you know what happens if you eat a lot of cheese?
Yes, you get backed up.
That's our kryptonite for Taco Bell running through us. We're going to put a big ass block of cheese, and the Lakers are going to be the second loss of the season for the OK City Thunder, and the Lakers will beat the Thunder and face the New York Knickerbockers in the final.
Lakers Knicks in the finals.
Listen, the Lakers healthy. The Lakers healthy have Ayton, who can be okay, He's not gonna win a game for you, but he can do his job.
Yep.
But when you have Luka, LeBron, and Reeves, you can counter what they're giving you with SGA, J-Dub, and Chet. You can counter them. And I think LA's actually set up. Remember a couple of years ago, you said as long as LA doesn't face the Nuggets, they have a shot at going to the NBA final. And
if we can avoid these guys, yes, sir.
And unfortunately, they faced up against the Nuggets, and well, we saw what happened. I think the Lakers are a bad matchup for OKC, and I think it's going to be exposed in the NBA Cup. Because listen, there's nothing LeBron likes more than winning chips that mean nothing.
What?
Yeah, he already won the in-season tournament once. He won the Mickey Mouse ring. Like that's what he does. He likes winning stuff that don't matter. He likes going into games that are 20-point blowouts so that he can score his points, so he can keep his stupid 10-point streak going for no apparent reason. Why was he in that game? What if he got hurt?
So he could keep his 10-point streak going. That's why.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yes.
My Lakers in the final. Okay, you have OKC Toronto.
I do.
So by how much does OKC demolish Toronto?
I think that they handle them, considering what Toronto has. I mean, I think the hole where Toronto lacks is where Oklahoma City thrives. They are great at getting to the rim. Chet's great around the rim. Not only is Chet great around the rim, Hartenstein is great around the rim. SGA is one of the best in the league at getting to the rim. So is J-Dub. I think that they cause havoc on the perimeter. Cason Wallace is one of the better perimeter defenders. I'm on record saying I think he's going to make the All-League defensive team. I think that he can shake up that backcourt, and I think that he can shake up Quigley and make Quigley into a turnover machine. And I think that they can jump on. I think they can jump on that Toronto team and handle them. I'm going to say 12 plus.
I want you to know, because I'm going to keep this, and I got it all written down. I got the Lakers in a dogfight against the Knicks, but they end up winning by 5. And they raise their second in-season tournament banner, which is going to drive me insane. That's the only reason I think they're going to win, is so that they can raise the banner to drive me insane.
Twice in 3 years.
Yeah. I'm going to lose my mind. And then you'll never hear the end of it. LeBron's the GOAT. 2 in-season tournaments. He's the GOAT.
Which, by the way, Tone, and I know that you don't want to hear this, but since the inception of the in-season tournament, the last 2 champions bounced in round 1.
Well, I was gonna say that's why I don't think OKC wins it. They've got bigger fish to fry.
So they avoid. So they're going to avoid. They're going to avoid the first round. That's interesting. They're going to avoid that. They're going to avoid going to the championship so they can avoid getting bounced in the first round.
They might lose to Phoenix on purpose. They'd be like, because that's some bad juju,
which they don't want. Hell no.
You don't want that.
Hell no.
You don't want to put any of that into the air. And
no.
I hope they're not like, some people got like that arrogance, or they're like, well, we're going to be different. We're going to be different. We're going to change that. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, so that's that. Those are the picks. You got Miami. We both got Miami beating Orlando. I got the Knicks. You got Toronto. Then you've got Toronto beating Miami. I got the Knicks beating Miami. In the West, we both got OKC. We both got the Lakers. I got the Lakers. You got OKC going to the final. So you have OKC blowing out Toronto in the final. I got the Lakers in a tough matchup, beating the Knicks. The month is over, November. Today is December the 2nd. And so we officially have our players of the month. It's the best player in the West and the best player in the East.
Wow. Scotty Barnes, the best player in the East, Tom?
No, Cade Cunningham is the best player in the East.
Cade Cunningham is the best player in the East?
Players of the month. Yes, sir.
What?
Who's better?
Giannis is better.
Giannis is going. Did you not hear he's getting traded to LA?
He's not going anywhere.
Reliable sources. Trust me, bro. That was the reliable source.
You've been trading. You've been trading.
He took all the Bucks things off of his social media accounts. He's out.
You've been trading Giannis for the last. We've been trading Giannis for the last 5 years. That's what we've been doing. That's what's been going on. And if you're trading Giannis to wait a minute. I want to make sure I'm following you here. We're trading Giannis to the Lakers. Is that what we're trading him to?
Yes.
How are you getting Giannis with the Lakers? How is that possible?
Because we're trading LeBron James. Luka, Austin, and Giannis is a better three-headed monster than LeBron with those two.
You know LeBron's got a no-trade clause in his contract, right?
That's okay.
No, it's not okay. It means everything.
Milwaukee is close to Cleveland.
Oh, no. Well, I don't know what Milwaukee and Cleveland have to do with each other. It has nothing to do with each other.
He wants to be close to home.
No. Oh, my goodness. So get it. So you know what that means, Tone?
Just so you know, there's a third team involved.
He's going
to go to Cleveland. Cleveland's going to send something to Milwaukee, and Milwaukee sending. No, here's the joke about the. Let me go back. Because on Twitter, someone who's pretending to be like a new NBA source, and she's got like tens of thousands of followers. She's like, I just got confirmed through sources that Giannis is being traded. And I think she just wants to like break it and be the first one because he took all his social media stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone in the comments is like, what are your sources? Oh, I got sources. And everyone's like, yeah, trust me, bro. So no, Giannis is not getting traded. Yes, Giannis is the best player in the East, but I can say that, since he missed some time with some injury and he's probably going to get injured again, I think Cade is right there as a top 3 player in the East, and well deserved. I think he had a better month. How about that?
29, 9 and 6.
I think he had a better month.
Just so you know, Giannis is averaging 30 and 10.
Yeah, but my team won more.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely with Detroit winning more. I think they won, if I'm not mistaken. Detroit won like 9 in a row, something like that. They've been rolling.
Well, didn't the Bucks lose like 8 out of 9 or something?
When Giannis went out of the lineup, that's when they went in the tank.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So who had the better month?
That's when they went in the tank. When Giannis
had the better
month.
Okay, so I'm curious about your thoughts on Giannis. Are voters, do you think they're going to get desensitized to how great he is? Because this dude is making a case to be a top 5, top 3, top 1 center of all time.
Yes,
he might be the best offensive center ever already.
Yes, and I think that because what's going on with the landscape of the league and how good what's going on with the landscape of the league and how good everybody else is, I think that even though we talk a lot about Joker, I think that in years to come, like what he's doing is going to get thrown by the wayside, and it's very much like what Russell Westbrook did with triple doubles. And what I mean when I say that, Tone, is Russell Westbrook, he made triple doubles look like it was every day. He made triple doubles look like anybody can do this, when in reality it's incredibly difficult to average a triple double. And I feel like with Joker is so good at what he's doing, he's making it look like it's nothing to do it. And because he's making it look like it's nothing to do it, people are getting desensitized. Tone, he went for almost 30 and 20 last night. Even though, sure, he wasn't great. He wasn't great, but he went. I think he went 29, 20, and like 9, something like that. And because of that, like, people are going to see that very much like what they see with Russell Westbrook, and they're going to go, all right, I mean, you're supposed to be doing that. When in reality, no, you're not. Nobody else is doing that. Nobody else is doing that on a consistent basis like he is. Just like nobody else is doing what Giannis is doing. Just like nobody else is doing what Luka was doing. So, I mean, I think that because we live in this space that we live in, I think that in years to come, people are going to see this and they're just going to forget how awesome these guys really were.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's I hope that we don't. I hope that we don't, but I know, to your point, like everyone just disrespects, right? Like when you talk about Elgin Baylor, everyone disrespects when you talk about, George Gervin, Dominique, like they ignore their numbers and they're like, yeah, because it was, the plumbers and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that's going to happen. Like they don't realize it. It's going to happen to Joker, but in the moment, right? For those in the moment who are the same people who say that, by the way, about Baylor and, all these other dudes and Dominique and whatever, these are the same dudes now in 20 years. They're going to be defending Joker because in the moment they realized, oh yes, at this time, he wow, how good he was.
Yep.
And history is unkind
Yep.
because everything in the past is trash. Because we only see what's new and what's shiny and what's in front of us right now. And I hope that it doesn't happen. But sadly, I think you might be right. I think it will. I think it will. And that's too bad. Now, those were the players of the month.
Yep.
What the hell is defensive player of the month?
This is the beginning of it, Tone. And this is great. This is the beginning of it. Here's why.
Great? More use player of the week.
Hear me out,
player
Tone.
of the month. Defensive player of the month. Defensive player of the week. Next thing you know, player of the week. Player of the day. Defensive player of the day. Oh, blah, 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 blah. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Tone, hear me out.
And then guess what? Oh, I'm in the Hall of Fame. Why? I was defensive player of the month 7 times. And we should retire my number. And let's put up a statue. Like that's where this is all going. All these idiot kids growing up, and they all get trophies for finishing last because their parents are too soft to tell them you suck. Okay. And now it's going to happen. Now we're doing that with NBA players because they were the same kids who grew up in that generation. And now everyone's number is going to get retired. Everyone's going to get a statue. Everyone's a winner. This is I hate what we're doing.
It's not, Tone. This is the beginning of it. And hear me out, Tone. The defensive player of the month, very much like the rookie of the month. So with the rookie of the month,
stupid award.
Okay, but it's like the player, just like the player of the month. So the defensive player of the month, you know what that's going to lead to, Tone? That's going to lead to the offensive player of the month. And you know what we're going to get? We're going to get a defensive player of the year, and we're going to ultimately get an offensive player of the year. And then we're going to get an MVP. We're going to get a defensive player of the year, and then we're going to get an offensive player of the year. This is going to be great, Tone. This is fantastic. Yes, sir. We already got a clutch player of the year. We already got a defensive player of the year. We got to get who is the best offensive player in the game. Now,
I got a headache this big and it's got Excedrin written all over it.
Here's the thing. I am on record saying we already have the best. We already have the offensive player. We already have the offensive player of the year. It's called the league MVP.
No. What's going to happen? What they should do then is that whoever gets the most combo of offensive player and defensive player combined total votes, that's your MVP.
That's interesting.
No, let me add one more stat. You add up total offensive player of the year votes, total defensive player of the year votes, and team wins. And that's your MVP.
Because that's who's contributing the most to winning.
That's right. Now there's a criteria. Now there you can say what the MVP is. It's the
I don't know, Tone. I mean,
player on the best team.
It's interesting you bring that up because, if I'm not mistaken, didn't that actually happen before? Didn't Giannis win the league MVP? Didn't Lajuan win the league MVP? Didn't Tim Duncan win the league MVP?
100%.
I mean, that actually happened. So we do have a criteria for league MVP. However,
no, we
there
don't.
are yes, we do. But there are exceptions.
No,
Yes, we do.
Tell me what the criteria is.
Okay, winning, how important you are to your team's success, how important your contribution is to your team winning, how busy do you get while your team is winning. All of that stuff matters.
Then how do players that finish 6th in the league standings win an MVP?
Because they're exceptions.
No.
Yes,
then
100%.
Then you don't have a criteria.
Yes, you do have a criteria.
If you break the rules of the criteria, you no longer. If you break the rules, then you have chaos.
No, that's not true.
You never break the rules, or you have chaos.
Okay, no, that's not the way that works, Tone. We can have an exception, and Joker, like Jabbar in '76, was an exception. Russell Westbrook, like Oscar Robertson, who, by the way, did not win the league MVP the year he averaged a triple-double, was an exception. He actually won the league MVP the next year. But these guys are exceptions. For the most part, winning, in addition to winning, how you individually contribute to that winning. You specifically, how do you contribute to that? That's the question that needs to be answered. And if you can answer that and you can tell us this is how I contributed to it, yes, that's where the league MVP comes in. We definitely have a criteria.
Okay.
Absolutely we do.
I disagree. Sorry, I just had to turn it to watch the Raptors getting smoked again. 3 loss. I told you, losing streak was coming. I told you they were going to lose to Portland. I told you they were going to lose to the Knicks. Charlotte was just an added bonus. Charlotte was an added bonus.
Are they losing? Because I got them winning right now. Maybe you might be ahead of me. Hold on. I want to make sure, Tone, because I got them winning right now. They're up 2 buckets. Mm-hmm.
The game, that's done.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
Portland going to trail a blaze over them, or blaze a trail over them. You pick. So you like, back to this. So you like this idiotic award. You want to see more awards.
No, I don't. I think it's dumb as hell.
Thank you.
I think it's dumb as hell. Defensive player of the month. Get the fuck out of here. Hell no. 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 I think it's goofy.
I'm so angry. You know what? I know you agree quite often with Mrs. Fluent. You know what she said to me the other day?
I don't.
She said, I think it's stupid that people win an MVP in any sport. We were talking about, it was a couple of weeks ago because we were talking about the baseball awards.
Yep.
He goes, how the hell you give an MVP to a dude that like got bounced in the first round?
Oh, no.
And I was like, well, what do you want? And she said, at the end of the year, after the championship is done, you look at what they did in the regular season, what they did in the playoffs, and then and I said, well, then it's most of the MVPs are going to be players who won the chip that year. She goes, yup, exactly.
There you go. There you go.
So if you're the best player in the league on the best team who wins the championship, and you were the one who contributed to that, and maybe it goes to the losing team, who knows? But it's like, if you're not making it to the conference finals, to the finals, how are you the MVP? How are you the MVP that gets bounced in the first round? How are you the MVP that gets bounced in the first round? And I'm like, I thought at first it was crazy. And I said, well, because it's a regular season award. That's always my answer. It's a regular season award.
Stop doing that.
And then stop doing that then. Why?
Stop doing that. Yes, sir.
We always say this is the time that matters. Right now in the playoffs. Now it's when it matters. Right? The regular season is the work. Okay.
Me and Mrs. Fluent are on the same page. I am so with that.
I feel like she convinced me.
Yes. Me and Mrs. Fluent are definitely on the same page. I'm feeling that. They do it in baseball. They give the MVP out at the end of the season.
No, but it's still a regular season award. So which is dumb.
Which is dumb. It's super dumb.
Like for example, the Blue Jays beat where does that catcher play that should have won?
It's in Seattle.
Seattle?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it went to Aaron Judge. I'm sorry, it went to Aaron Judge. Yeah, what happened to Aaron Judge and the Yankees?
They got smoked by Toronto. Yeah,
by Toronto.
Yes, they did. They got smoked
by
Toronto.
MVP. That's no MVP.
They got smoked by Toronto. Yes, they did.
So defensive player of the month can go bye-bye. We're gonna. How much time do we have? Oh shoot, we got a little bit of time. We got time. We started late. Are you okay if we go like a little? I don't know if you have anything live.
I do got playback tonight.
What time is playback?
In a couple of minutes. I'm doing the Warriors game tonight.
Okay, so we'll go through this quick. Here, I'm going to set the link in.
Yep.
But scoring in the NBA is up.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel? What are your thoughts on the scoring being up?
I think it's great. To be honest with you, I think it's great for the game, Tone. I mean, you have said this to me numerous times, and this is the main reason why the NBA changed it in the 2000s, because nobody wanted to watch 81 to 76 games. Nobody wanted to watch 91 to 85 games. Nobody wanted to watch that. Even though some of the defense was some of the most beautiful basketball, nobody wanted to watch that. The game was too slow. It was too monotonous. Nobody wanted to watch that. They wanted to see score. They wanted to see more scoring. They wanted to see more offensive production. Well, you're getting that now. And that's one of the main reasons why ratings are up. And I think that we get to see these players, Luka, not just Luka, but some of the better players in the league that we didn't even know about that are really good, like Austin Reeves. I didn't know Austin Reeves was this good. I didn't know Jaylen Brown was that good. to come to find out that Jaylen Brown is pretty fucking awesome. I don't think that would be the case if the game wasn't as wide open as it was. I don't think that would be the case if the rules weren't as loose as they are when it comes to defense and comes to offense. Yes, I think that we're in a different space, and I think it's great for basketball. Love it.
First off, let me start with, so this was a post from ESPN, and how does ESPN get the numbers wrong?
What did they get wrong?
So they said the highest scoring season, 61-62, 118.1. That's incorrect. The second highest scoring year was 60-61 at 117.4. That's incorrect. This year, 116.8. That's correct. And this year's the third highest. However, it doesn't take much research to find in 61-62, the average points per game was 118.8. In 60-61, the average was 118.1. And in 66-67, it was 117.4. And this year is the fourth highest scoring season in NBA history. This is ES freaking PN.
Y'all got this wrong, yo.
And they got and they're paying researchers. I'm just saying, it takes 35 seconds to find out that they're wrong.
Literally.
So right off the bat, I hate that. Okay, number two. This is the highest pace we've had since the 70s. The difference is they were shooting 0 threes, and now they're shooting 37 per game. 37 threes per game. Now that being said, that percentage, they're shooting it at 36% or 35.9, whatever the heck it is. So they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job there. However, and I've said this a million times, it's this catch-22. I love today's game. I love how it's played. It's the way that I play. I love it. It's entertaining. And let's not forget, this isn't a sport. This is entertainment. Defense is beautiful, but no one wants to watch defense, so they say, forget it. And they put all these rules into place, and I've told you this before. This is why I give perimeter defenders so much love right now. They have the hardest job in the world because they got to defend when all the rules are stacked up against you where they don't want you to defend. And that's why. So you add in all the rules that favor the offensive player. And let me give you an example of one. I don't know if you know this. They changed the rule. So I'm dribbling the ball and I push off and I go up and I score. What was that? What did that used to be called?
An offensive foul.
Right. Now it's a defensive foul for getting in the way of my arm.
No, what the hell, Tom?
Go watch it. I've got they tweaked the rule. Okay. First of all, they tweaked the rule where it said if it doesn't completely throw the person's balance off. So for example, if I hit you and you don't flop, it's either a defensive foul or no call at all. Yeah. Whereas back in the day, we used to hit you, extend your arm, and it was an offensive foul.
Right.
We already know about hand checking. We already know about the defensive 3 second. So they've stacked the deck for the offensive player. So that's why I say anyone who's playing defense right now, I give so much credit to because it's impossible to. So yeah. So if I listen, give them credit. They're shooting 43s and they're hitting them at a high percentage. That is an incredible skill that has been developed throughout the NBA. But when you're shooting 40 of them out of 90 shots, by the way, so they're averaging 90 field goals. 40 of them are
almost half your shots.
Threes. Yes. Okay. Give them credit for hitting 36% of them. And you have all these rules to stop the defense from stopping you. Well, yeah, the offense is going to go up. And I love it. It's entertaining. But let's not act like none of this other stuff is true because it is.
Because it is.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And it's insane and I love it. Right? Like that's kind of the catch-22. It is entertaining. It is better to watch it. It is all these other things too. I agree.
We got a dog fight on. We got a 1-possession game with 21 seconds.
I want you to. I want.
That's game. Yep, that's game. Nice job.
Who won?
Toronto. Brandon Ingram got a layup with 17 seconds to make it a 2-possession game. We good. Don't foul. Okay. And then Scotty Barnes comes up with a block at the end. Okay. Well, they're still losing to the Lakers. Nice job, I told you they'd lose back to back. I just picked the wrong team. I picked New York and Portland. It was Charlotte and Portland. So they're still 2-1. They're still 1-2 in that 3-game stretch.
and then they're going to lose to the Lakers. So, that being said, someone's here who's going to tell us how Mike Vrabel should be coach of the year. And when he says that, just so you know, I'm warning him ahead of time. I'm going to mute you. You're allowed to talk basketball. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm going to talk about how JB's that guy.
Oh, JB. I'm sorry. JB, my bad. I thought you go ahead. Go ahead.
You thought so, huh, Chill? You thought you had me there, huh, Fluent? You thought you had me there, huh?
I thought
nah.
Do you know what
Chill? I want to ask Chill this because Chill's a JT guy. Is JB the guy now, Chill?
If you think so.
I love that. I love that answer.
If you think so, okay. We can go with that. Sure. Absolutely.
You just go with that, Chill.
Yeah, if you want to go with that, sure, let's go with that. I'm already on record saying, I'm already on record saying when Michael Jordan retired in 1993, I found out how good Scottie Pippen was. I did not know he was that good. I didn't think he was better than Jordan. I just didn't know he was that good. That's what's going on right now. I didn't know Jaylen Brown was this good. I don't think he's better than Jason Tatum. I just didn't know he was this good, and he is. He is. Do you
fantastic. Think it's kind of surprising, Chill? Because I mean, for me, it's like the first time we went to the finals, JB was 27-7. So I mean, now that KP and Drew are gone, it's not much of a surprise that JB's production just like. What do you think? Like, why do you think
do you think he outplayed Jason Tatum in the finals against Dallas?
Against Dallas?
You think he outplayed him?
Absolutely not, Chill. No, I think that was robbed. I think JT was completely robbed of the finals.
Do you think he outplayed Jason Tatum in the playoffs that year? Y'all went to the championship.
Yes.
Do you think he outplayed Jason Tatum in the playoffs?
Outside of the finals, absolutely. Like
really?
JT,
against Indiana to close out the series, those last two games when Jason Tatum went 30-10. And basically iced the game, and not only did he ice the game, but on elite defense, which is what he was doing. He shot bad against Miami, and I'm not going to argue that point. But I thought that the facilitating, I felt like the playmaking was top tier. And then when we moved later on into the playoffs against Cleveland, against Indiana, are you really going to sit there and tell me that Jaylen Brown outplayed him those playoffs?
Yes, absolutely. Chill, do you think that I'm gonna ask you a question because you asked me a series of questions. Do you think that if Jaylen Brown doesn't hit that clutch three and force it into OT so we win in that game, do you think that like Jason Tatum was outplaying him in that instance?
Which game are we talking about?
I believe it was game one. I could be wrong. I believe it was game one. We hit that clutch corner three
in
to
the
force
finals?
OT. In the conference finals, yes, against Indiana.
Against Indiana. I do remember that when they ended up leaving him open. That was super dumb. I don't understand. But don't forget, I think Jason Tatum has 7 points in the overtime.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes. I think he has 7 points and like 2 rebounds in the overtime. Jason Tatum did that. Not only that, Jason Tatum also, didn't he lead you guys in points, rebounds, assists, and blocks?
In that conference finals? Yes,
no,
sir.
In the playoffs.
In the playoffs? Yes. But hold on a minute here, Chill. There's some context to that.
And please enlighten me.
Of course, Chill.
Please.
For me, at least, the reason that I think that Jaylen Brown particularly deserved to not only win that conference final players of the year, but also he outplayed Jason Tatum is because he had better defense. He played better defensively. His offense, particularly his scoring, was more consistent. He hit more shots. I mean, it's very clear, Chill. Like when we look at Jason Tatum, they were giving JT the ball constantly. This man owned the basketball. I get what you're saying, Chill, about the passing and playmaking. I absolutely think that was better than Jaylen Brown's, but I think his scoring production went down actually. Like just because he scored a lot more points, but they were inefficient. It was inefficient, extremely inefficient.
Really?
I mean, Chill, he went from like 47% in the regular season to like 43%. It was insane. He went from almost a 40% 3-point shooter, Chill, to like a 28%.
So that's all we are. Is we're just long ball shooters. So if I can't shoot it from the long ball line, my game is whack. I can't do anything else. It's not just long ball. His field goal percentage took a massive dip. Chill, he went from almost 50% to the low 40s. Okay, and
Jaylen, like his scoring product, which by the way, his main thing is scoring. His main value
whose main thing?
His
Jason
main
Tatum,
value, Chill, his number one value is scoring. And that went down in the postseason.
And Jaylen Brown's main value is what?
scoring, and it went up in the postseason.
No, it didn't.
His level.
No, it did not. That's just not true. That's not true. That's
okay. Even if you don't want to say it went up.
No, I'm not going to say that. No. I'm not going to say. Even if I don't want to say that. The fact is that it didn't. That's a fact. It didn't go up in the playoffs. He
scored better than JT though.
If he scored better than JT, right? If this is what you're telling me that he scored it better than Jason Tatum. If he scored it better than Jason Tatum, then why weren't we running the offense through him? If he scored it better than Jason Tatum, why wasn't he the primary ball handler? If he scored it better than Jason Tatum, why wasn't he facilitating the offense like Jason Tatum was?
Because I already said, Chill. Jason Tatum's value in that postseason primarily was the passing and playmaking. It was the facilitation. So they gave it to him because he was the primary ball handler. It wasn't because, yo, JT, we're looking at you to go for 30 on like good efficiency. No, it's because Jason Tatum's passing and playmaking took a massive leap in the playoffs, a significantly higher leap than in the regular season. That's why he got the ball constantly.
I want to make sure that that what you're telling me is legit logic. And the reason why I want to make sure that what you're telling me is legit logic, because there's no way that a guy wins the NBA championship and he takes a significant dip in the playoffs. Right? He takes a significant dip in the playoffs. So I want to make sure that I'm following this correctly. So in 2024, during the NBA championship, so we're clear. In 2024, during the NBA, because that's where we are. Jason Tatum.
Here, Chill. I told you already that like Jason Tatum outplayed him in the finals.
No,
it's just
okay.
So
all right. So let's get off the NBA championship then. Let's go to the conference championship in your estimation. All right, let's do that. Let's go to the conference championship. So in the conference championship, if I'm looking at
you're muted, Phil. You're muted.
Yeah, if I'm looking at these numbers correctly, I want to make sure that I'm looking at these numbers correctly. So in the conference championship, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown shot 51% from the floor. Jason Tatum shot 46% from the floor. Jaylen Brown shot 37% at the long ball line on less volume. Jason Tatum shot 30% at the long ball line. They both averaged. It's interesting that it's pretty bad, even though they both averaged around the same amount of points. So Jason Tatum.
On how many shots?
So I'm glad you brought that up. Let's discuss that. So on how many shots? Let's see here. Where are we? We are field goal attempts. Jaylen Brown took 8 less shots. He took 8 less shots. He took 9 less. He took 9 less 3-pointers than Jason Tatum.
That's insane, Chill.
Yeah,
that's insane.
He took
9. How many 3-pointers in total did he shoot?
He only shot 27 threes in that series. That's it. 27.
No, I mean in that game that you're talking about. Are you talking
about the game? I'm talking about the overall series. This is what I'm talking about.
30% for 3 in the conference championship. Chill.
So he shot
38% in the regular season. That's a massive dip.
Yes, it is. And Jaylen Brown 51%, 52% from the floor. 51.7 from the floor. Jason Tatum 46%. So he's taking less shots. I mean, Jaylen Brown is taking less shots. Jason Tatum is taking more shots, and he's got more responsibility on offense. And on top of him having more responsibility on offense, since we on the subject, I think it's game 4. If the closeout game, I think it is Jaylen Brown. He goes 29. Jason Tatum goes 26. He goes 13 rebounds. Jason Tatum goes 3 for 11 at the long ball line. Jaylen Brown goes 4 for 8. So
that's really bad. That's horrid. I mean, Chill, I think I remember you explicitly saying this, Chill, that Jason Tatum was taking really bad, ill-advised threes. That he was kind of letting the defense off the hook. That Indiana Pacers.
So this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. So with Jaylen Brown being able to be in this role, I don't want Jaylen Brown to be gone. I don't want Jaylen Brown to get hurt. I'm able to see what Jaylen Brown looks like. I see what Jason Tatum looks like with Jaylen Brown. I'd love to see what Jason Tatum looks like without Jaylen Brown. So I can have a better idea of what these two guys, because you're telling me he outplayed him entirely in the Eastern Conference Championship because he shot better at the long ball line. I don't think so.
It's not just that, by the way.
I don't think that he played better defense. I don't think he shot better than. I don't think he played better defense. I don't think he shot better than him throughout the entire playoffs. I think that Jason Tatum is an all-around better player than him. He has proven it
100%.
time and time. He has proven it time and time. Well, if you think that, then why are we having this conversation?
No,
What are we
I'm
doing
just
here?
saying-
What are we
hold on a
doing
minute
here? If you think
Hold on
Jason
a minute.
Tatum is better than him, why are we having this conversation?
No, it's because I'm saying no. I'm challenging your viewpoint that you think that Jason Tatum all around throughout the post and throughout that season, the 24 season, was better than JB, and I don't think that's true. I think this has been demonstrated throughout the first round, the second round, and the third round. His scoring efficiency dipped. Chill. Not only did his scoring efficiency dip, this guy he was elite defensively. I'll give you that. He was an elite defender. He was rebounding, and his playmaking went up. Though I don't think, Chill, that in the meat potatoes of games, they were giving the ball to Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown was executing, Chill. Jason Tatum wasn't. He wasn't executing. He was executing as a passer and playmaker, just not as a scorer.
If I remember correctly, if I'm looking at game, they ended up getting blown out in game 4. And in game 3, I vividly remember game 3, where Jason Tatum was specifically at the top of the key, and not only at the top of the key, he was at the free throw line. At the free throw line, at a mismatch, giving him the ball at the free throw line, and he was consistently getting to the basket. With him consistently getting to the basket, that was that right there. And I don't think that, and I don't think he was great at shooting the basketball, but Jaylen Brown shot better in game 3. He did shoot better in game 3. Game 2, when they won, Jaylen Brown shot better in game 2.
I mean, Chill. I mean, we're talking about a guy here in Jason Tatum whose main thing is scoring, and like that like your main thing is scoring, and like the efficiency of your scoring like takes a pretty big dip, Chill. I mean, even I've heard you say this on record, Chill, on record, that Jason Tatum, he's letting the defense off the hook. He's taking ill-advised bad threes when he really should just be getting to that mid-range, attacking the defense more. I've heard you make these claims, Chill. I don't think that Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum. I've said this on multiple occasions. JT is the guy. You can't be a
clearly he's not. Clearly he isn't to you, and the reason why he isn't to you is because you're challenging and because you're challenging my logic that he shot better. Okay, which I'm not going to argue that, and I want my logic to be challenged. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. But when I watch a dude who is responsible for as much offense as Jason Tatum is, who is responsible as their best facilitator, who is their best rebounder, who does all of these things, and the only thing that you're holding up against him is the fact that Jaylen Brown shot better than him, even though the defense was not keying on Jaylen Brown nearly as much as they were keying on Jason Tatum. The fact that that's what I'm dealing with is now you're telling me, well, he's better than him. He shot better than him. That's why he shot better than him. Because you didn't have the responsibility that I had.
Claim, hold on. Let me just clean this up real quick.
I understand exactly what you're saying. I don't to be honest with you, I don't need you to clean it up. I understand exactly what you're saying. He shot better than him. He was better than him in those playoffs. He played better defense than him. He was better than him, which is just not true. He might have shot the ball.
What do you think JT's main impact is on the basketball court? What do you think is his main thing?
To play off the ball.
Playing off the ball?
I think he's a great transition player. I think he's a great transition player. I think he's a great one-on-one player. I think he's a damn good defender. That's what I think he is.
So it's his score. So you're saying his scoring is like his main like threat as a player. Really is his scoring, right?
I could get with that.
You can get with that? Okay, Chill. When have we ever seen throughout NBA history, we've talked about players. When have we ever talked about a player where his efficiency has taken such a big dip in terms of his scoring? And we still say, yeah, he's better than this guy who's maintaining his scoring level and even challenging him at scoring. When have we ever said that?
In 1988 with Magic and James Worthy.
1988, Magic and James Worthy, where he like his shooting splits were really bad.
James Worthy was better. That's why he won the Finals MVP. None of us ever said that James Worthy was better than Magic.
Oh yeah, no one. I'm not saying JB's better than JT. I'm just saying JB played better in that postseason run. Like throughout like the first, second, and third round, finals came along, and then JT. Okay, I gotta wrap this up. Like,
we got one other person waiting, and Jay's got playback.
Yeah, my bad. All I'm saying, Chill, is that JB played better from the first till third round. Finals, JT should have won that Finals MVP because he clearly played better than him. That's all I'm saying, Chill. I'm not saying JB is a better player than JT.
It doesn't sound like it sounds to me like your argument is Jaylen Brown played better than him throughout the entire postseason.
He played better than him except in the finals. That's what I thought he said.
Just first through third round, and then finals, it's JT. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I
appreciate you, same boat, Chill, with Jason Tatum. He's the number one.
No, we're not. No, we are not. We are not. No, we aren't.
No, we're not. Liam, get ready.
No, we're not. No, we are not.
Well,
no, we're not.
Yeah,
and I'm cool with
because
that.
you think that JT played better in the first three rounds.
Mm-hmm. No, we're not. So I'm good with that.
That's fine. All right.
Hey,
y'all have a good one, though, guys.
Hey, just before you go, I want you to know that the Bears are going to win 56-10 in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. Bye.
Hey, Tone, are the New England Patriots going to be in the bowl game? Is it ridiculous to think that the Patriots could be in the bowl game?
It's not crazy.
I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
City might not be making the playoffs. Who's
I don't think they make. I'm on record saying I don't got Kansas City. I said this like 4 weeks ago. I said this a month ago. I don't got Kansas City making the playoffs.
Yeah,
I said that a month ago.
Liam. I don't know who Liam is, but
Liam has some great vinyl, by the way, too. By the way,
what's up, Liam?
Hello?
oh, this is a different Liam.
Nah, I don't know who you're talking about with the vinyl. My fault.
Oh, good. What's going on, brother?
Number one, that was diabolical work about the Bears and the Patriots. That's diabolical. You
think that's whack?
I think it's whack that the Patriots have only suffered for 5 years after having countless Super Bowl contending rosters and championship wins.
So it's not fair.
Compared to me being a New Orleans fan having to sit there through hell.
I just meant more that the Bears were going to beat them again in the Super Bowl like they did in '85.
Yeah, if anyone deserves to like go and win the Super Bowl, it's the Bears. That's been a fan base that has been dying for a contender.
You telling me?
On top of me being a New Orleans fan, I can't bear to watch the game that's going on. I've been peeking in at the score and like we're up, but like it's just this is more me asking y'all what y'all think, and like if I feel any pushback on like what y'all are saying, then I'll like chime in. Where do you think the Pelicans are like need to go? Because like at this point, like it's like I'm in hell. I don't know where.
Every time just so you know, I talk to Liam. This is not the first time, Tone, that I've talked to him. I've talked to Liam, and it's almost like a couch session. Like
just so you know, we got 3 minutes. We have 3 minutes, and the stream is going to end. Just so you know, we have 3 minutes, and the stream will end.
Yeah, this is almost like a therapy session. This is almost like a therapy session for him. He wants me to give him some encouragement on.
I've told you, top down, get rid of everybody and just blow it up, blow it up, and start over.
Yeah, I want it to be known from like to anyone in chat that's going to sit there and like. And be like, oh my God, a Pelicans fan. I didn't know that they exist, or whatever. Yeah, we exist. It's just the Pelicans are so bad right now. We've gone into hiding. Like we don't want to show our face because it's terrifying. Ownership doesn't care. The upper management doesn't care. The players don't care. It's
and it's not like I don't care, Liam, but unfortunately, we do have to go. As much as I would love to talk to you and give you your therapy session about the New Orleans Pelicans, but we do have to bounce, brother. It's good to talk to you, my man. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry, Liam, but hey, blow it up and start over. Yeah, blow it up and start over.
Yeah, that's the best route, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate you, brother.
Have a good one.
I hated to do that, and I'm really sorry, but we are at that time where you need to do what you got to do, and I got to do what I got to do, and we got to do. Oh, I kind of like this one. Maybe I'll stick with this one. You have 30 seconds to say what you say.
Y'all know what time it is when y'all see me and my man Tony Tone every Tuesday night. Me and my man Tony Tone right here on the Sports Fluent Network and the Chilltown Hoops Network. We know what you know where to find us. We will see you soon. Until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey man, call your mother. Well, last time we talked to your mother. Call your mother. I just talked to my mother yesterday, as a matter of fact. We will see you guys soon. But until then, take it light. But take it. Absolutely, man. It was good to talk to you guys. No doubt.
Fluent and chill, we call it how it's played from the field to the court. Every legend gets away. Fourth quarter heat, over 2-minute drill. If you can't handle truth, better chill with the skill. LeBron or MJ.